So I'm sitting here, and my roommate a while back, he was at a parade with us. He wasn't our roommate then, but he was at a parade with us, and I was texting. I was texting my girlfriend now, and my friend Brittany. And he was like, "You need to stop texting. You're with family and friends." And my first thought is, "You're not my friend." And my family is completely fine with me texting. So what authority do you have to tell me to not talk to my friends? He's a Texan authoritarian Christian. I'm not insulting all Texans, nor am I insulting all Christians. I'm just saying that there's a general mindset associated that there's automatic authority. But it really irritated me. It bothered me that he would tell me to just not text, even though nobody was addressing me, nobody was talking to me, and I don't like parades. So he's a roommate now, and it's been like 8 months since then. And he made some comment about kids always using their electronics, and the thought came into my mind of, is teenage use of electronics situationally and chronologically appropriate, or is it flat out disrespectful? And I was thinking about it, and there's a popular misconception that teenagers constantly need to be on their phones or constantly need to be playing video games or something. I mean, there are still teenagers that will go fish, they'll go play sports, they'll do this and that and the other thing. There's some teenagers who don't even have a phone. But I will grant you that for a lot of teenagers, we're using our phones all the time. We're on our Xboxes all the time. But think about it. Imagine that you're 40 years old, okay? And now, you're 40 now, and we're going to go back in time to when you were about 16. Now, the only ways that I believe really existed to communicate with someone were see them, call them, or send them a letter. So your kind of friend base was reduced. You only really had friends in your general area. Like, you had your friends at school, and you had your neighbor kids, who probably went to the same school as you. And you went outside whenever you could, but that's because your friends were there. Like, I enjoy going to school because I get to see my friends, not because I'm going to get a good education, which my school does offer. But if I wanted the best education for myself, I would be homeschooled. I would look into things that matter, not every bit of bullcrap that the public education system teaches, because not all of it is necessary, and I'll make a video about that, but that's not the point. I go there to see my friends. And I'm sure that if 24 years ago, if something existed where 40-year-olds now could have talked to their friends whenever they wanted, or they could have talked to multiple friends that lived in different places at once, they would have done it. And the more you do it, the more you do it. Like, when I got my phone, I started texting. I sent 200 in the first month that I had it, because the only person I really texted was my girlfriend and one of my friends. But I texted, and then I started texting more, and the more I texted, the more I texted. It was an exponential growth. So there is kind of a consumption of the teenager's life with technology, but it's not the technology, it's the social aspect. When a kid goes on to his Xbox and he plays for 6 hours, 10 hours in a row, most of the time he's with other people. I mean, there are some very introverted people who don't want to be with other people, they just want to play on their own. They play free-for-all playlists, they play alone campaign, they do all sorts of different things alone. But for the most part, you'll find people in parties talking to each other. When you have somebody texting constantly, nice G1, my mom's old phone, mine broke. But you're texting multiple people at once. You're having a social life. It isn't because the technology makes me feel better. If I couldn't contact anyone on the internet, there's no way I'd play. I don't play games that are single player. There's no contact with anybody. I might occasionally play a puzzle game because it's mind challenging, but I enjoy games where I can communicate with people better. And to some extent, there is amount of disrespect. If I pick up my phone, my principal's talking to me, and I'm like, hold up, this is my girlfriend, let me, 1 second. Yeah, what did you say? That's disrespectful. That's rude. When you're being directly addressed and you blatantly ignore them for your technology or whatever you're doing, unless you were doing it before. Like if you're texting and somebody starts talking to you, that's rude on them because you were in a conversation with someone else. But if you put down your phone, then they have the right to talk to you. You know, it's like you're there. But overall, I do not think that teenage use of electronics is disrespectful. It's not. It's situationally and chronologically appropriate. If the technology had existed 24 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, people would have done the exact same thing. It's not just because we're growing in a spiral of inbred, whatever you want to call us. It's because the technology is faster. It's more available. So, if there's anybody who has opposing views or agrees with me and wants to provide further insight, please let me know. No stupid comments, as always. I don't want parents saying teenagers should never text because phones are the work of the devil. And if, by the way, if you're saying that, you probably shouldn't be on YouTube. And I don't want some teenager saying parents are gay because they won't let me text 24/7. Just give me something that has substance, and I'll respond. And thank you.